Stop. Oh no, we're good. We're live anyway. We're live anyway. I'm just going to add the notes. I'm going to put the notes into the first comment of the video. So, welcome to day 3. Now, what I want you guys to remember is that when we are doing this process, I'm obviously going back and making notes on the previous days. So don't just hang out and wait for me to put this into the group. Make sure you are in the One Funnel Away Challenge January group as well, the Facebook group where Russell does it live. It's about 6 p.m. for me on a daily basis. So work out when that is, wherever you are in the world, right? But make sure you do plug into that session and then get the homework done, right? It's really important. If you've got questions about it, the group is the place to start interacting with everyone else as well, because we are doing this together. This is the whole point. And my biggest thing today is just to kind of like remember the process, right? And don't worry about the whole part of the funnel, all the offers and everything like that. Just go through it step by step. And if you fall behind, that's fine. But don't continue until you've done the first page, right? The first day. And then once that's complete, move on to the second day. Do that and then move on to the third day, because you have to trust the process. If you skip ahead or you miss days out just because he's on day 5, you still haven't finished day 2, for example, then you're going to miss out valuable steps and you're not going to get the most out of this. So I want you to make sure that, you know, we don't need all the answers right now. And let's get on to a recap first. So I'm just going to put this over so that I don't keep looking at myself on screen, because it's something that I do and it's horrible. Right, so the only thing from day 2 that we needed to do was decide the sexiest framework that we were going to focus on and the steps for that framework, right? And our goal is to build a funnel. Now, it might not be perfect this time around, but it's about learning the process. This is what this whole One Funnel Away is about, learning the process. So when you've done the first one, then it only just gets better and better each time you do it, right? And don't stress out, just do it, okay? It could be crap, it could be awful. You should see some of the funnels that I've got in my Clickfunnels account. They're horrendous, right? But over time, they got better and better and better until, you know, I was making decent money through certain ones, and that's how that works, right? Now, I know some people are talking about physical products and stuff like that, so I want to focus a bit like that. And the example that Russell gave was that people aren't looking for the product, they're looking for the result. I mean, the example that he gave there was a drill. People don't actively go out and say, oh, I really fancy getting a drill today. No, they say, I need a hole in the wall. What's going to do it? How am I going to get that hole in the wall? I'll use a drill, right? So that's what you're doing. Now, in my old business, right, the business that I sold about, I don't know, getting on towards 18 months ago, I used to run a window blinds company, which is like, you know, like your roller blinds, vertical blinds, wooden Venetian blinds, plantation shutters, internal plantation shutters. But if I was selling someone a blackout blind, right, they didn't want a blackout blind. They wanted their rooms to be darker in the morning or completely private again, right, as well, because that's the function, that's what it gave them. And the main reason that people wanted the blackout blinds because they wanted it to be darker in the summer months in the mornings, because the sun comes up stupidly early in the mornings, and it means that they didn't get up quite so early, or the kids didn't wake up quite so early. That's what they wanted, right? And as far as like the plantation shutters, the internal wooden shutters, they didn't really want shutters. They wanted the look and feel it gave for their rooms, right? Think about that. Or something else, they wanted the insulating properties that it gave them, or the privacy and the flexibility it gave them for their windows and for the light as well, so they could vary the amount of light that was coming in. And the secret, and that is the secret basically, it's the result that your product or service is getting someone, right? Okay, and then you can start selling them on the frameworks to get them results. And if you add like an info product to a physical product, then it can raise the perceived value. I remember I was doing a funnel a little while ago for a camping light. Right now, this camping light, it was drop shipped from China, and you know it cost about, with the shipping, it cost about $3-4 or something like that. And I wanted to sell it for like 25, 26 bucks. Because if I was running ads, then obviously I needed a markup. But why would people go and spend that much money on a camping light when they could go and buy it somewhere else for maybe 10 or 15 bucks? Well, I started increasing the perceived value. So I created a little membership hub where they could go and get various different videos which showed them, there was a checklist for, making sure that you got everything that you need for a perfect camping weekend. There was the membership there. There was I even had a video which showed top 10 campsite songs to sing around the campfire, right? So all these things perceived or increased the perceived value of it. And as a result, when the sales came in, people were buying it, the conversion rates were decent, and that's kind of how it worked, because they could go and seek it out from somewhere else, but they wouldn't get all that stuff. It was the way it was packaged together that made all the difference, right? So that's one of the things to see. And as we said before, to increase the value, you have to create that irresistible offer, and that's what the next part we're going from. So if you remember in day 2, we created a small product, and then you're going on to the next one, which is your OTO, and that's kind of you're lifting it up, right? So as we said, so each framework, right? So when you actually put it together, to increase it, you've got to do what we call an offer stack. So Russell gave the example of his book, right? Now his book was about 10 bucks shipping and handling, but he said, if you get the book, then you also get this, and then you also get this, you also get this, and you also get this. So he actually raised the perceived value to around $700. And if someone said, right, I'm going to give you $700 worth of stuff, and all it's going to do is cost you 10 bucks, then that makes it irresistible, yeah? And that's kind of what we're going through today. So you need to think about what are all the things that you can break down into frameworks that you can include to take your level, you take your offer to the next level. And I know that Will mentioned something there about his art prints. Well, think about maybe having some fun facts about it and package it up into a PDF. That would increase the perceived value. Maybe add some postcards of similar buildings or similar art projects. Maybe add that in there as well. So again, you're increasing the perceived value right off the bat. Now you do need to make sure that you go through the one pages today, watch the videos, make your own notes, and start taking action to get it done, right? So, but when you're actually doing it, think about how can you raise the perceived value of your product to at least 10 times the actual cost the customer is going to pay. That's kind of the magic number there. And that's why sometimes if you can do it, it's like when we were talking and you first came into this one funnel away offer, it was $100. Now Russell had already done his offer stack, which took the value to around 3,000. I had my own bonuses that I stuck together, which took the perceived value up to close to 10,000, right? So it became irresistible for a lot of people when they actually looked at it and thought, well, it's going to cost me $100, but I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get this and this and this and this. Just think about the process that you went through when you actually bought into the one funnel away offer. What was the result you were going to get, and how did I present that offer towards you in a very specific way, right? Some of it was more luck than judgment, I have to admit, but that was kind of the game plan. That was the process there. I wanted to make sure that you guys got the most out of this as possible, which is why this Facebook group is here in the first place, because I could have just said, oh, here's a bunch of bonuses, sign up, off you go, well done. But the perceived value of having something like this, where you've still got access to me one-to-one, whether it be through Facebook Messenger or even comments through the group, it adds the value. It really increases the value to each individual person, because it's going to help them get to the result, which ultimately is to sell more of their own stuff, or create the funnel for the first time, or get over all the tech side of things so you can go on and make bigger and better funnels further down the line. Whatever it is, whatever that result is, This is all part of how we're going to help you get there. Okay, so the day 4 is going to go live in a few hours. So if you manage to catch that live, great. If not, make sure you take a look at it later on, or again, drop back into the group, ask your questions, shoot out ideas. If you've got anything, brainstorm amongst us all, right? So we can all work and help each other as a group. That is the point of this group putting together, right? So that's it. So check the first comment. It's going to be there for the one pager if you've missed it. And yeah, let's crank it up, guys. Let's go for it.